Hey guys, for this week's lure, I thought we were going to do something a little different. Bob and I spent the last week or so catching a lot of crappie and bluegill with the ultralight.
It's been really good bluegill fishing and crappie fishing.
Yeah, both of them. But while we're doing this, I noticed something. If you're fishing with a jig and with a rubber body, the way both of us have been, eventually you end up with this problem after 2 or 3 fish, the tail won't stay on the jig head anymore. Well, it was happening for me, but he wasn't having that problem, and I wondered what the hell he did so that didn't happen.
Well, show him how fast yours comes off.
Yeah, it takes 2 or 3 fish, and the next thing you know, you're sitting like this.
Now watch this, guys, and I'm pulling that pretty good. Crappie don't pull that hard. If they're pulling that hard, they're hooked.
They're hooked. So anyway, you found a system. Let's see how you did it.
It's a nice little trick, and we're going to pass it on to you.
All right, keep an eye, guys.
Well, hi there. I thought I'd show you guys a tip that I've been using for crappie. I've been using these jigs, and I'm going to show you how to attach your body better. But the first thing we need to do is take this collar off, and I'll show you why. Sometimes they come off pretty easy, sometimes they come off difficult, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, this one's going to be a little harder. That's the way it goes, fellas. There's one. Hopefully this one will go a little better. That one I use some kind of wire cutters. This one's a little bit smaller, so I can use my fingernail clippers on this one. Hopefully this will come off a little faster. Now, I bought this at Walmart. It's unpainted, and I want to show you what else we sometimes do, me and Don do. See, sometimes they come off pretty fast. What we use is I use this here. It's a heat gun. And I'll paint a green head on there today. When you do this, you don't want to put too much heat on this darn thing, because then it grabs too much paint. Just about that long. Dip it in this powder paint. Preheat it again so it sets up a little bit. This is powder cone. It's rather expensive. I don't know. It's probably no cheaper than just buying your lures already painted, but me and Don kind of like to do it like this. So that's what we do. Then we'll let her sit and dry a while. Now I'll show you what we do to help quite a bit. I use a fly tying vise just because I do some tying, so it's just simpler for me. I just use common thread though, and I just do is I'll just wind this around like this. Now I'll wind this around like this. And get it all the way down there. And get that shank with thread all the way around it. I really like this technique. I got this from Richard Jean on YouTube, and it's a pretty nice tip that I've liked. So I just thought I'd pass it along. Now you don't need to do it like this. You can just wrap around with thread or a adrenal floss or something and sit you down with a granny knot. I usually have this tool. It's a whip finish, so that's usually what I use. It's just since this is what I do all the time, it's easier for me usually. See, usually easy for me, fellas. What you do, when you get that done, you take your hook. I use, this is Gorilla Glue. It really don't matter what kind of glue you use. What you do, just put it over your hook. Just get it nice and covered in there. Take your body, and I should have had this body started earlier because you ain't got to fight that glue, but I guess I got a little carried away here. And there you go. Now that body will last a long time like that on this jig. We just, I got another one pre-made up here. I already had this one, so let's try that again. Well, keep the lid back on your bottle. If you're like me, you tend to forget it. So just, this is one I've already painted, this one is. I tell you, I really like this technique, or doing it like this. I fish with these bodies, and I tell you, that body just does not come off. In fact, I lose my jig in trees or something way before the bodies ever come off. You might lose a tail once in a while, I mean, but as far as the body's coming off, it just won't happen when you do it like this. And what's good is, not only are you saving a few dollars, I mean, bodies aren't that expensive. My theory is, the longer that jig is in the water, the better chance of catching them fish. That's how I look at it. There you go. See, this is what I should have done last time. Started ahead of time. Then you don't have to worry about getting fingers in that glue. Try to keep it as centered as you can. Get your glue on there nice. There you go. Just slide it up, and you know, this super glue doesn't take long to dry. And I'll tell you, this jig will last a long time. I've never yet lost the body before I just lost the jig. Of course, I fished a lot of timber and stuff like that. I suppose eventually they get beat up, but I haven't seen it yet. This really is a good technique.
Well, there you go. That's how I keep a rubber body on a jig.
All right, thanks for sticking with us, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you would. See you again real soon.